You're listening to Westchester Talk Radio, produced by Shark Creative and made possible by our title sponsor, Entergy, Indian Point Energy Center, supporting the community through April of 2021. Also, our Shark Cast sponsors, Lapolis Electric, Don't Be Left in the Dark, Hightower Westchester, Fiduciary Wealth Advisors, and White Plains Hospital. Thank you, everybody on the front line. And by the way, our sponsors are who make all of these things possible. Today, we're here for our nonprofit spotlight, where we put a little spotlight and highlight the local community. And today, we're going to be talking with SPRY, the executive director, Marie Johnson. Marie, it's a pleasure. Welcome to have you today. And
thank you, Andrew. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it's nice to see you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know a little bit more about SPRY and what you guys are all about. I know that you serve Harrison, Portchester, Rye, and Rye Brook, a membership-based organization for adults 60 years and older who want to live confidently at home in the community that they love. So Marie, without further ado, would you tell us a little bit about SPRY and how does the organization serve the four communities?
Sure. Well, again, thank you very much, Andrew, for having me on. So SPRY, it belongs to a national organization called Village to Village, which started about 15, 16 years ago up in Boston, loosely, informally, by a group that wanted to stay and remain in their homes as long as possible, but required some services such as transportation, having groceries delivered, and some engaging programs so that they stayed in touch with each other. So about 10 years ago, a group of very committed local volunteers got together in somebody's dining room and decided this was a movement that they wanted to be part of because they wanted to be helpful to their neighbors and help them age in place in the homes that they love. And the next thing you knew, they hired an executive director, and the non-for-profit, the organization, had a membership base to provide those services to people in the community so they could remain at home. We celebrate our 10th anniversary in October.
Okay.
With a benefit. We might be having it done virtually, as we did last year, or we might be able to go to a center and hold something and celebrate and toast ourselves for a 10-year success.
Okay. And is SPRY an acronym, by the way?
So the logo behind you has been updated. It was an acronym. SPRY was staying in place in Rye and environment. But we decided to grow and serve the Harrison, Portchester, and Rye Brook. It was all nice, well community. And now SPRY is SPRY. I like to say it's a state of mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you're located in Portchester, as a matter of fact.
Our office is located in Portchester. So we're very locally in an area where we can, get to Rye, get to Harrison very, very easily.
And let's talk a little bit about the challenges that you've had to face, just like so many other people, right? I mean, the health officials and the departments recommended that people stay home to avoid the virus. How has that affected SPRY, and what have you guys had to do to overcome the challenges this year?
Sure. Well, one of the things that SPRY also offers, in addition to the transportation services and wellness visits and tech support, is that we had social programs throughout the year, engaging and educational programs, throughout the community. And unfortunately, I had a great slate of programs all scheduled for the spring and summer, and the health officials said it's best to stay in, put everything kind of on hold until we know this pandemic has run its course. So people haven't seen some of their friends in like almost a year, and fortunately with Zoom, they're able to connect with their friends. But there's nothing like a social picnic, a social gathering, something educational so that they could be together and continue learning. So the pandemic has been a challenge that people have stayed in their homes and we haven't seen each other. And then when the vaccines came available in January, we wanted to make sure that all our members were going to get an appointment. And if they needed transportation, we would certainly provide that for them.
Yeah, and I noticed on your website there's some information about getting the vaccine. So I'm assuming that that's been helpful to your members. Are you more or less a hub for them to get communication?
Yes, absolutely. We wanted to be a hub, but I also am sharing the information I received with all my colleagues in the community, and they're sharing with me. And since mid-January, there was a lot of communication that wasn't quite right from New York State, and it's now beginning to flow the information to us of where and how to get the vaccine. And as you know, staying at home is very important because as people usually would go to a nursing home probably after an operation or, maybe not feeling well, a lot of people were staying home and avoiding nursing homes. So the need to provide more support to those people, raised our level. And we were increasing. We did provide transportation during the pandemic. We did have wonderful volunteers that were able to put on the mask and keep a distance. And we were able to get some of them to those very critical doctor's appointments.
So it sounds like even before COVID, obviously you guys had, you were an essential means of communication for people, but through COVID, even more so. Despite the fact that people can't really, get together, which we all can't wait to get back to, but it really does feel like, you've been able to help people through the Zoom, but through other means of communication through the website and get them the vital information that they need. Is that right?
Absolutely right. I have a wonderful board of directors and volunteers that helped make phone calls. During these months as we, lagged on. And sometimes just a phone call and a friendly voice really, helped some people. They were grateful. We also made deliveries in November. We delivered Thanksgiving meals to many of our members on Thanksgiving morning. And in December, we sent out poinsettias and holiday treats to all members. So we're trying to stay engaged with them and know that there's someone in the office with a phone. All it takes is a phone call.
It sounds like you're brightening up people's days and of all the times, this is a time when people need it most. So, credit to you guys and the work you're doing is fantastic. And I hope you're able to keep it up through the year and many years to come. How can people help you? What can people do to learn more about SPRY? How do they get involved? How can they help your efforts?
They can certainly start at the website, SPRY.org, and find my email, director at SPRY.org.
And that's SPRYE, SPRY, New York.
.org. Start there and call me or email me how you would like to help SPRY, how would you like to become possibly a volunteer, or a member, or somebody that would like to be a member that might need our services. And the other thing is, SPRY is so organic, and it started so organically. So we really don't rely on city or federal or state funding. When it's available, we'll apply for grants. But we have a donor base that is just amazing. So people committed and loyal to seeing us succeed as we will the next 10 years.
Well, I've been put in touch with you through, I know at least one person for sure, who's, instrumental in helping you. And that's our friend, Richard. And I'm sure there's many other people like him that help make up SPRY to what it is. So I do want to remind our audience to check them out. Check out SPRYNewYork.org. You are listening to Westchester Talk Radio, which is produced by Shark Creative. Today, we've been doing our nonprofit spotlight here with Marie Johnson, who's the executive director of SPRY. Marie, any last parting words that you want to leave with our audience today?
Oh, yes. Stay masked, stay safe, stay connected, as hard as it may be. It's very, very important.
Well said. Well said. Stay connected for sure. People, want to be with people, and we do need to be connected. That's what keeps us going. So we've been produced by Shark Creative and also made possible by Entergy Indian Point Energy Center, our friends at Hightower Westchester, and White Plains Hospital. Stay tuned for more. Make sure to click or subscribe button on the YouTube channel under Shark Creative for more locally inspired stories and spotlights in your community. Take care. We'll be back soon.
Thank you.